week, link one debit order or more to your bank account on the Nedbank Money app to stand a chance to win an iPhone or Samsung tablet up to the value of 20,000 Rand.
Hey, leadership.
Leadership.
How are you doing?
I'm alright, leadership.
You know, I'm alive and kicking, as always, bumping like a tennis ball.
No.
Yeah, what can I say, Mr. Pep? You know, Sundowns is so blessed to have lots of Pep. I think Pep Store should start to sponsor you. We have got Pep Light, now we have got Pep Cell. Wow, that's great.
No. Thank you. The chairman of the People's Branch. How are you, my brother?
You know, always fresh,
Have you been
fresh. Yeah, it's semi-final of the Nedbank.
Yeah, semi-final.
Stellenbosch still is taking on the Yellow Village.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I checked this as a final before a final.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an interesting one.
Yeah.
I was talking to this guy back at home. He was telling me that this game is going to penalties. It's going to extra time.
Yeah.
But I don't see penalties on this game. Taking into consideration the kind of football you play and the kind of football Stellis play. Very fast football.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be concluded in the 90 minutes.
To be honest with you, a very difficult game. I just feel that Stellis is probably. I think these two teams are probably the two best teams in the country.
Currently,
I think they're the two best teams. I think Stellis, more especially Ekapa, very dominant team, very good team. They've got two pacey wingers that give all the big three teams problems. I think one of the strengths of Stellis is that they almost play like Liverpool. Very energetic, counter pressing. Build out from the back. They are one team that is very difficult to analyze, Stellenbosch, because they can build out from the back. They can play on a route one. They can play on a transition, right? So they're a very difficult team to analyze because they can use their wingers at times. They can use De Jong as a 9 if they don't want to use Reynas as a striker, so they can take him long because it's good and then bring in the midfielders. But they've got very good wingers that are very quick on the sides that normally give us problems because must defend. Sundowns, we normally defend with a 2-1 or a 2-2 for a rest defense because we try and keep the ball as much as we can. Yeah.
Yes, very true. They are very dangerous. Yeah. And if you can check, if my memory still serves me right, the last team which defeated Mamelodi Sundowns, that was Stellis. And if you check, 21 games unbeaten. Out of those 21 games, 16 wins and 5 draws. And they've managed to score 40 goals. That tells you a lot about their strikers. And they only conceded only 10 goals. That tells you a lot also about their defense.
And their recent form actually is incredible. They've got an incredible recent form. I think their recent form is 6 games, 5 wins, 1 draw, 10 goals, and I think 3 conceded. Incredible stat from them. I think they've been doing incredible job. I think Steve Barker needs to give the credit. I think we need to start praising Steve Barker. I think even in media, they're not doing it justice in terms of praising Stellenbosch. I think they've got 39 points. I think they're second on the log. Incredible work with Steve Barker based on Nale Pachek Tanayo. You know?
Yes, and by so saying, I don't see. I know people will say I don't love Sundowns, which I won't deny. But it's not about loving which team and not loving which team. But I don't see Sundowns proceeding to the final. The only way Sundowns can defeat Stellenbosch, it is outside the field. And if you can read between the lines, you will understand what I'm trying to say.
No, I understand. But this is the game. When the coach we played against, he cheaper. The first thing he said it demands 1,000 passes. I feel that this is the kind of game where we need 1,000 passes. Stellenbosch is going to press us so much. And you need to understand, it's Sundowns players, Abu Williams, Abu Keka, and Abu Tabes, they love a press. They love a press. This is what we want from them. I think even against Itax, how they played in the first half, they wanted to press Williams in the first half. And they realized that we are giving them problems by pressing Williams. Because when you start pressing Williams, you need to understand, so it's no longer a 10v10, it's no longer 11v11, it's no longer a 10v11. It's 11v10 on the pitch because he's an infield player now. So when you press Williams, we already have a free player. So what they did second half is they ended up not pressing Williams, but 1v1, which I feel that to Steve Barker, that's the very same approach as Ozangai. But going into moving into Sundowns, I feel that the first time, I understand that Reynas, the last time Slala, he scored 2 goals, destroyed us. But I feel that this is the game that as Sundowns fans, we didn't want. Considering the fact that we are preparing for a CAF, considering the fact that we've got so many games still to play, I think Stellenbosch is going to be a tough game for us. But also, I also feel that the team needs a game where we can click. We just need that one game. When a leadership, we've had an incredible season, the first half of the season. And in a which is something that I always speak about. In a league is almost 9 to 10 months. Now, that's why the league is so important, because you're going to be inconsistent, and sometimes you're going to be on good form. Sometimes you're going to have problems that you're going to meet during the season. That's why it's so important for South African teams to take the league serious.
Yeah. Now it comes back to what Coach Roland once said.
Yeah.
He once mentioned something that it is very difficult to win the games which you are expected to win.
Yeah.
And these games you are expected to win games, because to win this kind of games now.
Against Stellenbosch.
The remaining games.
Oh, the remaining games.
Yes,
yeah,
you have got
expected.
crucial games coming to you. And what I can say is that what I'm anticipating, or what is coming, the movie which you have seen last season of Mamelodi Sundowns only winning one trophy, despite the signings which you make. I think we are going to. I think according to myself, you are only going to win one trophy. I'm not going to count the African Makufe. You are going to win the DStv Premiership only.
I feel it's disrespect to Sundowns by not counting EFL. I think EFL has the 8 best teams in the continent. You can't say it's not a trophy when you're playing against the best of the best in the continent.
I didn't say it's not a trophy. I just think it's an African Makufe.
Yeah, but let's put respect on that continent, on that trophy, you know. And we are the first to do it. So Vele, I'm sure Vele is going to be jealous. You know, I understand in Soweto. I understand I go Soweto. You guys always want to do things first. This time around, unfortunately, we need Sundowns. And let's give credit to Coach Rulani for winning, for being the first coach to win the AFL. It's not easy being the first to do things.
Look, Coach Rulani is doing very good. People they say I'm always against Coach Rulani, and that's not true. I was asked by Stibo, I think at the end of last season when Pirates won the was it the Nedbank? Is it the Nedbank Cup against Skukuno, the MTN 8? I'm not sure. At Loftus. I think it's the Nedbank Cup at Loftus. So he asked me, who's the coach of the season? And I said, Roland Mokoena is the coach of the season because the guy has done well for himself. The very first coach in the history of football to be loaned is doing wonders now. Do you understand? So, but I've mentioned to you that the only way Mamelodi Sundowns is going to defeat Stellenbosch, it is outside the pitch. Look, you were playing on Friday against Tikis. You were playing at the backyard of Atteridgeville Police Station. That's around the corner where I stay, but I didn't come. You know why? It is difficult now to watch Mamelodi Sundowns game, because when you have to watch Mamelodi Sundowns game now, you must watch Sundowns game holding a FIFA law book at your hand, because we are tired of witnessing the injustice after injustice. I know I'm going to speak a bold statement, which I'm not proud to speak.
You're controversial.
Do you understand?
Yes.
The referees are in deep pockets of Mamelodi Sundowns. I'm sorry to say that, but I'm not sorry. Why am I saying this, Pepsel? Because the reason I'm saying this, referees appears to be uneducated when they officiate. Wait.
Okay.
This is not a kangaroo court.
All right.
Do the listening as I do the talking. Look, what I'm trying to say is that referees appears to be uneducated when they officiate a Mamelodi Sundowns game, but appears to be highly educated when they officiate other PSL team. You can bet that they are informed or they have been trained from Harvard University, but when they play against officiate Mamelodi Sundowns, it's something different.
At Sundowns, we don't talk about referees. We talk football. It's a school shine in piano. We don't discuss in the Bible referee. And also, I don't like speaking about referees, but just to touch an important part, our South African referees are not professional. They are part-time referees.
Part-time, yes.
Yeah, so that's the biggest problem. That's why even if is too far away from us.
That is why they take in brown envelopes. So
I don't want to overly talk about referees, because I don't want to turn PSL into English Football League, where when you're watching English Premier League, the only thing you see is discussions with was it a foul, was it not a foul, can you start speaking about football? Just moving into Coach Rulani, because you like talking about him. He's probably the only coach, he's a modern coach, he's probably the only coach that has taught South African fans football. When you listen to him on press conference, he speaks about football. When you watch Sundowns, it's football education. You don't find our players being emotional. He's the first coach to play with one centre back in the league. Sundowns, we only play with one centre back, and then we invert the other centre back. He's the only coach to invert a full back. He's the only coach not to play with a winger, to play with the double striker. Sundowns plays with double strikers. Is the only coach not to lose a game this season. He's the youngest coach in the PSL. He's been doing well. We need to give credit where it's due. Yes, the team might not be playing well now, but I don't want to make excuses because at Sundowns we can't make excuses. We've got so many players. Apparently, they say we've got 33 players, which is cool. But I am saying we need to give credit to where it's due.
Yeah.
The team is not functioning now, but you cannot criticize the club. You cannot criticize Rulani because we've got things like I'm a conditioning coach, Abu Mario, we've got Abu Sbuda. Those people also need to come under a spotlight because they are responsible for training the team.
You cannot criticize Rulani.
Yes, the
Where
team-
do you start when he's unbeaten?
Yes.
Do you understand?
But leadership, you need to understand. When you watch the team, yes, you guys are saying the team is not dynamic, the team is not direct, the team is not
Who's
fluid.
who?
Rulani, it's not always Rulani's responsibility to train the team at times. It is responsibility, yes, to take decisions. But some of the roles that he does at the club, responsibility, Yabo Michael, responsibility, Yabo Wendell, responsibility, Yabo Sbura and Abu Maru, to ensure that the team is properly ready. Because Rulani has so much to deal with. Like I'm saying, already making a decision. He said last year when he spoke, he said, he doesn't like the fact that Abu Libu Sabadlali. He doesn't like the fact that Abu Mkuli Sabadlali. He doesn't like the fact that certain players are not getting a starting lineup because that is worry. One of the biggest things as a coach is to worry about the players that are not playing. You need to that is
Let
that
it
is
come
big.
in.
Okay,
Yeah, that's true. But remember, we are speaking about a very same coach. Taking
Yeah.
nothing away from Rulani
Yeah.
is proving himself beyond
Yes.
the benefit of doubt
Yeah.
that he is one of the best in the country. But remember, we are speaking about a very same coach who said it on record that
Yeah.
he doesn't believe in rotation. Do you understand? And again, you have said something about emotions, but I want to disagree with you. Rulani, when things doesn't go his own way, it's
Yeah.
like Voros Makuleni. Money when it's on the harsh conditions, money hapula vest, you wanna Voros is
Yeah.
it's like that.
But
It's
you
a
know-
plastic coach. It's run by emotion when things are not going his
But
own
do you
way.
remember if you watch football very well? I know you're a football fanatic. If you remember Pep Guardiola said this. He said, "When with the older I get, I'm going to be more calmer."
Yeah.
He's still a very young coach. He's so much energy.
Yes.
There's so much energy. He still wants to prove himself. Remember, he hasn't won the CAF, and also he still has this burden that doesn't make him sleep, which is the CAF Champions League loss against Wydad last year. He hasn't achieved. Yes, he has also achieved the number of points that Tupito, which is something that he desperately wants. You know, he's chasing records. He desperately wants to beat that 71 points Capito. And getting to Sundowns. I just want to say something because I understand people are saying we haven't been good to watch. My feelings are at every big team has this phase. Every big team has this phase. But it's going to take one game. It might happen today at Dobsonville.
Then you
It only
click.
takes one game to click. And I'm happy, that we are playing the way we are playing. Because it gives your opponent a little bit of confidence. And then confidence, they're going to start being open. Okalenga one thing, he said, can we also have a team that engahlaling a low block? I've watched them game Sundowns more than 12, where the opponent only plays with two players up front. They play 8-2. It's difficult. In modern football, the most difficult thing in modern football is to break a low block.
Yeah, that's true.
And also breaking a low block. Remember, we are playing against, like for example, Stelis. Stelis is going to be an incredible game. Because Stelis can play on the first phase, they can play on the second phase. You understand? So that's the problem. Going into that, it's very difficult to play. That's why we brought in the players we brought. Uloch is a master of breaking a low block. Abo Esquiville are masters of breaking a low block. Because we need a player who can extra pass. Extra pass after extra pass after extra pass. Because we
So
need
you
to
are
be
going
a little
for
bit patient.
1,000 passes.
Against Stellenbosch, you need 1,000 passes. You need 1,000 passes. But also, I don't want to say 1,000 passes because also when you're at the stadium, there's a difference between watching football at the stadium and watching football on TV. When you watch football on TV, that's why I encourage the fans to come to the stadium. Because when you watch football on TV, the TV follows the ball. You don't see the whole game.
Yeah, true.
You don't see the whole game.
And you have touched something important
Yeah.
that you are encouraging fans to come to stadium. Because I've mentioned this to Bobo some other time, that your team is playing well and is doing well.
Yes.
Imagine the dominance which you are enjoying.
Yes.
Imagine if it was one from Kaizer Chiefs or from Orlando Pirates. The stadiums will be fully packed.
Yes.
But with Sundowns fans, I don't know if I can say you lack passion or what, but you're playing good, but you are not coming to stadium. The turn out, even if you are playing in the township, the turn up is just embarrassing.
You know what? The last 4 games, I understand. You know what? That's what I'm saying is there's a difference. There's a difference between coming because even with football players, even after a match, this is a problem, and they need to start entertaining the fans.
Yeah.
They immediately after the game, they quickly rush to their phones to check, have I played 100 pass completion? The players are obsessed about stats.
Yeah.
If football players can understand that, pass when you have to pass, dribble
Yeah.
if you have to dribble, take a shot if you have to take a shot, because their worry is the stats after the game. How many passes? How many mistakes have I made?
Yes,
You know, so moving into the game, it's going to be an incredible game. I'm encouraging all the Sundowns fans to travel to Kapa so we can enjoy the game. I know people from Cape Town, Bazosha is sold out, so we need to just
No,
make it.
all the best, my friend.
Yeah,
But I know you're not
leadership.
coming out of this. This is
Yeah.
your final. Go and enjoy it.
But we haven't spoken about the Nedbank Cup 1.25.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
all the teams in the semi-finals, they've got 1.25
Yeah.
millions, meaning that Stellenbosch is going to take 1.25 million and go to the final with 2.5 million.
This is the thing. People say we don't need the money because we already have money. We are already working on getting a billion.
Remember,
But
this
let
is
me
not
tell you,
this is not the
it's
money for the
fans.
team. It's
Yes,
for the fans.
it's for the
yes.
fans. But we are saying the Sandawana fans, because you guys are saying we don't come to the stadium. We need that money so we can travel.
Yeah.
You understand? It's not easy getting to Loftus. You know, so we need the money. But I can tell you now that 2.5 we are going with it into the final, and then Rinka 5 million, so we can share it amongst ourselves.
So are you including myself on the 250,000 because I've switched the team?
No, you've betrayed Sundowns by going with. I don't know how many T-shirts you are going to have. You already have 2.
No,
I don't know if Esperanza, the media operator, will offer a T-shirt.
No,
I don't know.
that's it with Benin International.
Yeah.
They just call me and give me shit. I
Yeah.
don't buy that.
But thank you very much. Thanks for.
Sure.